Muri Zimbabwe azvina kumira zvakanaka. Toda kuti tikupei zvimwe zvezvinhu zviri kuitika munyika yeZimbabwe, developing stories ari kuitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Right, nyaya takakubatirai muri Zimbabwe inyaya yekuti President Mnangagwa vaiswa pakona and nyaya yavo yaenda kukoti mushure mekunge vaisa macronism upper house. But toda kuti tikupei nyaya sezvairi kubva the news works, because ndo vari kuenda nyaya iyi. Vari kutaura vachiti following Ivetsu Likazulu's urgent constitutional court application seeking a declaratory order against President E.D. Mnangagwa's appointment of additional 10 senators, CONCORT must decide 3 key legal issues. Main legal issues. Number 1, irikuti constitutionality. Did Mnangagwa follow section 120 subsection 1e as amended by section 9 of the recent constitutional changes in making the appointments, which requires him fundamentally to consider their professional skills and competence? Do the 10 senators who mainly career skills and competencies to the Senate to enhance parliamentary capacity and oversight, or are just cronies? Right. 2 iri kutaura ichiti ndo main keys acho kutaura nezvavo panapa. 2 iri kuti lawful processes. Did president follow the correct legal steps and procedures or process which include consultations with the parliament and having an enabling law first for the appointment? 3 iri kutaura ichiti CONCORT iri kuti court action. Right. Should the highest court cancel the appointments as unconstitutional, unlawful, and declare them now and new and void, completely invalid in the process? And also, it is urgent, and what is the final remedy? So muri Zimbabwe ndo mamiriro zvakaita panyaya yatiri kukuonesai. Ndofunga nyaya iyi muri kuiona pano pa screen. Takupai kuti munyatsozvionera mega kuti ndozvo zvimwe zvinhu zviri kuitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Hazvina kumira zvakanaka. Mnangagwa vaiswa pakona nekuda kwenyaya iyoyo.
This is why we have lost even Katedza. I hope panapa space inofunga yakakomborerwa. I hope we realize kuti tiri panhamo national disaster. And tipewo mafigures kuti vanhu vanyatsonzwisa nyamasvisva. Over 100 people vachinyura out of 153. Zvibvunza kuti ugere papo. How many years taona kuzvitonga? And this is a marginalized community, nyamasvisva, which may be corrected, maybe if I'm wrong. Something that's very important in this discussion. Panambotaura paya ukanzwa munhu achiti vanhu ava vakapusa, munopinda. Musadaro macomrades. Ukaona munhu achikamina hauzive bhutsu yaakapfeka kuti inoshinya kana kuti inyuwani. Kando yoga. These people they are marginalized. Vanhu vakabviswa, they were relocated. They were displaced pachivakwa kariba makore mangani wao. And is the government aware of such? Apa pando patoda kuti tingoona kuti shungu dzedu kana takoniwa, not only this one. Pane pampo kuti politicians there's issue of insurance, the families Zasara, who is going to insure. I do not care, and this is what we are going to talk about, I believe. Who owns this infrastructure? And I'll put you up to speed. I witnessed it. I'm in Zimbabwe right now. Mabaza anonzi Zuka Ningerera Nyamashisha Rasinyoro, but it's operating under Zupco. Whatever that partnership is it a business model in the event of a disaster? In the event of the bus breaking down? Is there value for money? And this capsized boat is an infrastructure government. About Vatsukunyukana area government, as bude government aingaite state yakadaro ye boat, unless kana maybe maswed kana maybe the cameras are faulty, then maybe we need an answer. I personally need an answer. If it means it's subcontracted from private, still again, there's no excuse when it comes to the protection. The role of a government is to provide and protect its citizens. I'm not taking you away and I'm not directing you Nyamasvisva, but in my view ndonyaya dziri critical dzokuti titi nozvakwana mubvunzo wokutanga kuti why in this month, kana maybe zviri nani hurumende kana isingazvikwanisi yongoti vanhu fambai at own risk, yongoisa kefew mazuva iwawo kuti vanofamba fambai asi musafambe, we are not going to be involved. But we cannot relax. Why this month? Secondly, this infrastructure, who is responsible? Pane nyaya inoenderana nezvandatanga kutaura Nyamasvisva, which is covered nevanhu vanogara kukariba. I hope we have vanhu vanogara kukariba panapa uye panapa. Mhepo iyoyo kuti inomboreva chii, inotozikamwa, vaijaira. I've been in Kariba before. Nzou dzinosvika pamba pemunhu, kwete kuti kumusha, pamba mutown. There are mysterious things that happen mukariba muya. But in connection with this topic, there are people who said, mhepo yaina umira mushinasi. Because mhepo inozikama inovhuvhuta. Right now as I'm speaking, kune mhepo iri kuvhuvhuta from yesterday to date. Usiku wese hatina kurara mushe. I'm on the other side, east of Zim. I'm not in Kariba side. But I've checked, it's like it's a nation thing. Mogona unge muri right Nyamasvisva. Because we are not here to sugarcoat. If we are abusing mazita anoera iro nehanda tongoti nehanda mhepo yatingazivi kuti mhepo yakaita sei, there's a problem. Let's call it out. Kana tazvitadza todaidza chemberi dzacho dzotibatsira, because sometimes tinoda kuti hama dzatisingasvikiri zvoto zvine mazera Nyamasvisva. But hakuna chinhu chine manenji chakadai chinoitika chekuti vanhu vanoitisana nharo vakoudzana zvavakaudzana zvisingadi kuti nditaure ndikupedzerei nguva, vasina kuona go and watch usiku kuti chinouraya chinovingira. What was going on there? Something is amiss Nyamasvisva, but let me land and something tangible. It is my concern what the government is doing. It's not about buying my coffins nokuva pachikafu. Welfare. If it was not fit for purpose, we want to know kuti how was the contract drafted? Is it bought amene yakachinja zita, it was DDF, now it's reader, something like that. Whichever way, whether private, is it compliant? Was it meant to be on the and for how long? Who is monitoring? How long is these people taking risk up and down? These are people who go for shopping, they're desperate. Let me yield my mic. But it's a very sad moment and we need to rev the government. The government must do some work. And who is the government? And last but not least, vamangwana kana makateerera zvinonyadzisa. What you have said is conflicting what the head of state and government has said. Munoti mimi the condition of the boat was excellent, contrary to what the president now says. And contrary to the reality, it's not about kuvanza or what. This is not politics. It's about upenyu wevanhu. I yield my mic.
All right. Thank you very much. Disaster, do you want to come through?
Uncle Jet, I changed my name. I used to be called Research. Now I am Disaster.
Oh,
When I went to Zimbabwe last week, I saw a disaster, and then
you decided to
I
say
always concluding that Zimbabwe is a disaster country. So don't blame me for changing my name. Scotty is here listening. Scotty, that's the issue. So what I wanted to say is the same thing that I'm always saying, that if you look at the disaster that had happened in Kariba, it is the same disaster that can affect Zimbabwe at all levels. So Zimbabwe, the only person who is protecting us is Jesus Christ. Because if you see, we are now a dysfunctional society. A dysfunctional society that cannot able to solve its disasters. Kana pakaitika fire, tambozvitaura kuscoti space. Muchaona kuti vakasvika on time vanenge vasina mvura. They don't have the materials to extinguish the fire. Pakaitika madare kuruzevha uko paiuraya mombe, anongozikanwa kuti madare takatadza kuvagadzirisa because our government is dysfunctional. And kumbare kukaita tsikidzi, we failed to contain Zikinzi because the government is dysfunctional. Flu in Zimbabwe, and we are trying to check whether it is COVID or not. It has killed 6 people in Bulawayo, and that flu, we are failing to contain it. And amidst that issue of the 6 deaths of this mysterious flu, we are told in Kariba of the boat disaster that the boat sank and it killed quite a lot of people. And ndakatoshamisikawo vana Windi vekumabhotsi vangaitodza kuti hai bhoti haisvike kwairi kusvikawo. So you ask yourself, where is the ministry responsible for safety? And if a boat is leaving, inenge ina Ruda Wangani, is it 1 or 2? Just like kana ine pilots 1 or 2? How do they agree on safety? Which means to say that Angojet, we are heading for a disaster, and that's why I changed my name to be Disaster. Just because you see, anything that comes to Zimbabwe, you cannot contain it. It is now a cancer. And even if a simple disease comes to Zimbabwe, and I said it before, that when you are dealing with a society like Zimbabwe, anything small, it can be magnified and it can kill people, and it has not been killing people before. So that is why I'm saying that we need to be cautious when we are dealing with this issue. And like what you said, I heard your presentation. That was perfect. The government has no credibility and capacity to avert disasters. That is why we are in for it. So what we need to do is to pray for the Spirit of God and Jesus Christ to assist Zimbabweans. And you are going to hear some people here telling us that some people who are boarding those boats should make personal decisions, which is not possible. So what I can say when I'm concluding Angojet is that in Zimbabwe we've got an illegal president, Emerson Mnangagwa, and we don't know why he's still there. He cannot even extinguish fire for a single home or a single house, and let alone the boat. And if you want to ask what happened when the boat disaster took place, there is no official communication. And what are the safety standards? Were they met? Taimuzwana Windi vaitoti aiyo haikwanisiki izvo. Saka mukaona Windi akutaura kuti iyo bhoti hakuna kuendosvika iyo ichaita